stocks discussed on Phil's Gang are not in any way a recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. If considering acting on information presented, we first recommend you seek out a competent, licensed professional for advice. Get ready for the radio show that tells you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know.
Oh, I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me. Money sets me free. I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me.
It's your daily dose of how to manage your money. And now it's time for Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. With your host, Phil Grande.
Money's coming to me. Money's coming to me.
Businesses, confidence is high, they got plenty of cash and capital.
Business, according to Jamie Dimon, boy, they have a lot of confidence, a lot of capital. They're really doing well. Then I got a question for Jamie Dimon. If businesses are doing so well, then why is it that in the Biden new program, his social program, he's putting into the program where businesses get over $10 billion. $10 billion. I'm sorry, $500 billion for small businesses to help them out. See, I don't get this. We keep hearing how things are great. Powell comes out and says to Congress, things are wonderful. That we don't need this life support anymore, called stimulus.
Meanwhile, inflation is running very well, very far above our target. And what that's telling us is that the economy no longer needs or wants the very highly accommodative policies that we've had in place to deal.
Are you kidding? What are you, nuts? So why the hell are we going to be printing trillions of dollars? And they also telling us how people have so much money in their checking account, they don't even have to work anymore. Then if all this is true, then why is Biden going nuts trying to get his program through? Which will include $10 billion in subsidies to pay rent, to pay mortgage payments, to pay, again, continue with the child tax credit, the $2,000 to $3,600. If things are so great, if he's saying that, why do we need this money? Because that's more inflation. Inflation is a killer. 222 years, 47 presidents all agree inflation is so dangerous. It's the one thing they worry the most about because it can destroy our way of life, our economy, our government. Every president talks about it, but they don't care. They don't care, but they'll just keep printing and printing and printing. So now he's telling us that things are so great, but why in the bill is there not only the $10 billion to subsidize rent and mortgage payments, and I just talked about the child care, the tax, the $2,000 to $3,600, but wait a minute, they're printing another $350 billion to get to cities and states, not Republican, Democrat, cities and states, to make up for the shortfalls they're claiming they have between the revenue and their tax income. Wait a minute, I thought things are great. Why are we forgiving student loans? See, they want us to forgive student loans. Why would we do that? If they got so much money, trillions in their checking account, that's according to Jamie Dimon. Why would you give somebody free 2 years of college, which is going to be in this bill? They're going to try to still pass it. If there's trillions in checking accounts, trillions, he said. People are loaded with money.
They've got $2 trillion in their checking accounts. I have the wherewithal to spend.
$2 trillion in checking accounts, and we're going to give somebody free college? $2 trillion, and we're going to give child tax credits? $2 trillion, and we're going to free. They're printing $400 billion. It's going to be free now. You know what they're going to use the money for? So that people can go to your home, care, aids, give people care, aid people, help people with cooking and so forth. Well, wait a minute. If a person's got trillions in his checking account, why am I going to pay $400 billion to send somebody over to a house to cook for somebody and to clean for them? What are you, nuts? If they got trillions in their checking account, why is Biden printing another $150 billion when this bill passes to provide down payments on homes and rent? Oh, and don't forget the free child care, Mayor Pete, and universal free. It's going to be all free. The stuff's going to be all free. Universal pre kindergarten. Is this nuts? It's amazing, isn't it? People who have money and have a job, they just don't see what's going on. This is crazy. Now, working Americans who make our lives a lot better, that we need. I'm talking about people that eat the teller at the bank, people who manufacture goods, people who deliver us stuff, healthcare sectors, a lot of the services we need. They're in trouble. But not according to Jamie Dimon and everybody. No, they're not in trouble, but they are. They can't even afford basic necessities. They've gone up so high. I mean, think about gas up 58%, utilities up 25%, bacon's up 21%, chicken 9%. You know what I'm talking about. Eggs, coffee, apples, all that stuff up. They can't afford it. And wages aren't keeping up with the inflation. And why was this inflation created? It was created on purpose. Because they wanted to rally the tech stocks. So the top 1 percentile could create more wealth than they already had. Wages are not keeping up with this inflation. All this printing of money to make sure they go buy treasuries, keep interest rates low to get those yields down so they can buy Microsoft and Apple and Nvidia. And that's what it was all about, 2008, still today. But take the working class person. He's really getting screwed. Not only are they couldn't afford Christmas this year, and they spent less money this Christmas they did in the last 20 Christmases. Now, here's what's interesting. The hardworking folks, let's say people who make $35,000 or less, they can get screwed because let's say they get a 50-cent an hour raise. They'll lose their ability to get assistance for food. Imagine. And they're not eligible for rent or utility assistance or child care assistance with a lousy 50-cent raise. Now, here's what I love. Have you ever noticed how these jibber jabbers, they never mention all these price increases in drugs, prescription drugs. Oh, they don't want to talk about the drug companies or the medicine, how about that's going up, or health insurance. Oh, no, the jibber jabbers don't want to talk about that. Isn't this insane? Or the incredible salaries of these folks who make these goods, bacon and chicken, and it's unbelievable, the inequality. More when I get back.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
When the market's open, we watch the market all day long. And when we see there's an opportunity for a stock, and it's a stock that we've been following, there's a lot of stocks we put on our watch list, and it has to hit a certain criteria. Then when it does, we alert you. You immediately get an alert that says, we bought this stock, X stock, at $30. So you get an alert immediately. What's better than that? I mean, nobody does that for you. But the most important thing, they'll say, okay, here's why we're getting out now, or here's why we're taking profits. I think it's going to go down. Look, the most important thing is this. I want you to be prepared for when the market does tank or rally, that you're with us, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG. Join my gang right now, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG, and you'll be in position, and you'll sleep at night, and you don't have to worry.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down, keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. And that's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now, worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days. Hi, I'm Phil Grande. Is your business prepared to respond to any emergency in the workplace? Well, you better be. Let over 30 years of law enforcement experience go to work for you. Boyd Investigative Group is here for all your business security needs. I know. I use them. They're terrific. Call today for your free confidential consultation. 941-724-4535. That's 941-724-4535. Or visit them on the website, BoydInvestigativeGroup.com.
License number A1900020.
At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, we're fighting against childhood cancer every day. At the heart of this battle are our donors.
Most of us want to make some type of difference in the lives of others. St. Jude does miraculous work.
The fact that no one has to pay, it's a place where everyone is treated as an equal.
Everybody is welcome here. And it doesn't matter your religion or what part of the world you're from, all that is taken away. It just gives you some hope.
It's just a nice feeling to put your energy into something that really does genuinely make a difference in a child's life.
There's just no greater gift. If we have the ability to help, then we have a responsibility to help.
Finding cures, saving children. St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Find out how you can help at stjude.org.
Short on time but want to invest in the stock market? Let philsgang.com help you. For only $39.95 a month, you get complete access to all of Phil's powerful investing programs, videos, and resources.
That works for me. Log in, watch the videos, and make profits.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. philsgang.com.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down, keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. That's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now are the worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days.
Welcome back. Learn, invest, and make profits with Phil Grande. Simply go to philsgang.com. Now, here's Phil.
They've got $2 trillion in their checking accounts. I have the wherewithal to spend more.
$2 trillion in checking accounts. Then again, why is Biden going to do these programs, going to print all this money, trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars for these social programs? And they disincentivize work, which means people stay home. That means they don't produce, so demand outstrips production. And that's the problem we're having. Too much money chasing too few goods, and what's created that is these social programs. If things are so great, then why is he doing this? And I get a kick out of Jamie Dimon. Things are so great, he wouldn't even know what his tellers are making. People like Jamie Dimon who get an income of $35 million a year. And get this, they just gave this guy, the same guy, who in 2008, he didn't pay, but the shareholders paid $13 billion in a fine because he was screwing investors, because he was buying all these bad subprime loans that weren't performing. They weren't performing. People weren't making payments, and he'd bundle them together, and then he'd sell them. He would sell them to pension funds. California pension fund, the biggest pension fund in the country. He'd sell them knowing they weren't performing. And he's so powerful, so strong, that he was able to get the rating agencies to put AAA on things that should be triple F. But they want him to stay on. Well, of course. Think about this for a minute. But the company says to, please, he was ready to retire. And they say, no, don't do that. Please don't do that. In fact, we're going to give you a bonus if you stay. And they did. Think about it. He got $252 million to stay. $252 million. This has nothing to do with his $35 million a year salary. $252 million to stay. He received $1.5 million in options. And if he exercised them today, that's what he'd have in cash. This is the same guy who got fined for the thief he is. But you think the board of directors care? They're all thieves too. They're banks after all. Unbelievable, isn't it? It's unbelievable. So think about this.
America is the only leading economy in the world where the economy as a whole is stronger than before the pandemic.
So why is he out there trashing Manchin for screwing up his socialist program with all these subsidies?
There's been a lot of press coverage about people quitting their jobs. Well, today's report tells you why. Americans are moving up to better jobs, with better pay, with better benefits. That's why they're quitting their jobs.
What are you, nuts? That's not happening. That's why they're quitting their jobs. They stop even looking for jobs. They're called discouraged workers because they can't find good jobs, for heaven's sakes. So they're going to say they're going to taper. They're going to taper, right? Well, let's talk about that for a moment. And by the way, join my gang, please, because we're getting in such a crucial area right now. We could have a huge correction, even a crash. We're getting messages from the market like never before. I mean, think about it. Think about what's going on. Remember what I told you, and I told you this the last 2 days in a row. You're probably sick of hearing it. Don't listen about earnings. Nobody cares about earnings. We're going to have earnings on Friday. The market is rigged. It's financially engineered since 2008 for stock prices to go up without earnings, without profits. It's called QE. It's called stock buybacks, for heaven's sakes. The proof is in 2019, the market rallied 29% and earnings flat, zero. In 2020, the market rallied about 20%. You know what the earnings were? Minus 33%. No earnings, no profits. 2021, we just finished with. The market rallied 27%. We had negative earnings of 21%. So it's not earnings. It's all about one thing. What are the yields doing today? What are the yields doing today? If the yields are going down, then what you do is make sure you're buying the best value stock you can find, whether it's a bank or industrial or material or Caterpillar, an industrial will say. If yields are going up, make sure you're buying. Yields are going up, make sure you're buying banks, and make sure if yields are going up, make sure you're buying the banks that they love high yields. And if yields are going down, then buy the industrials. So if you see yields are going down, then make sure you go buy Caterpillar. Yields are going down, go buy Apple or Microsoft. They love low yields. See, that's what you look for. If you want to know what sector you should be in, you only look at the yields. Isn't it pretty simple? And there's two leaderships. There's two leaders. If yields are high, everybody buys banks. If yields are low, everybody buys Microsoft, Apple, and NVIDIA, the tech stocks. This is how easy it is. They're making this market more complicated than it is. And here's the other thing what's going on right now. Nobody wants to believe it. Why are we going to be so lucky to think this market's not going to crash again? When we have tremendous evidence showing us it is. Because we are driven by yields, not profits. We're driven by high and low yields. That's called quantitative easing. You keep printing money to try to get yields down, to keep pushing those tech stocks up. So what should you be doing right now? Well, I'll tell you when we get back. First, join my gang, 877-600-GANG.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. With the philsgang.com membership, we bring investors right to the floor, into the pits with Phil's Daily Classroom. Get inside market guidance on investing strategies. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Don't have time to analyze and study stocks? At philsgang.com, we recognize that there are all types of investors, and we also recognize that your time is valuable. So we offer investing programs for all individuals. We offer investing programs for long-term and short-term positions. And philsgang.com provides quick and easy to understand investing videos that only take a few minutes to watch. With the philsgang.com investing programs, you will learn technical stock charting, how to execute your trades, and most importantly, you will gain the confidence to know when to get out of a stock and take profits. Sign up at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or give them a call, 877-600-GANG.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down. It keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. And that's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now, the worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days. Hi, I'm Phil Grande, philsgang.com. Are you tired of being lied to about some magical economic recovery that only benefits the 1 percentile? And then when the market does collapse, you're sitting there calling your broker, what do I do? When you should be shorting? Learn how to short the market. Continue to listen to my radio show, philsgang.com. Become a member, only $39.95 a month, and learn how to short.
Don't wait. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande, philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down. It keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. That's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now, the worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days.
Short on time but want to invest in the stock market? Let philsgang.com help you. For only $39.95 a month, you get complete access to all of Phil's powerful investing programs, videos, and resources.
That works for me. Log in, watch the videos, and make profits.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. philsgang.com.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down, keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. That's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now, worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days.
Welcome back. Are you ready to make profits in the stock market? Why not check out philsgang.com or give us a call, 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
Meanwhile, inflation is running very well, very far above our target. And what that's telling us is that the economy no longer needs or wants the very highly accommodative policies that we've had in place to deal with the pandemic and the aftermath.
America is the only leading economy in the world where the economy as a whole is stronger than before the pandemic. There's been a lot of press coverage about people quitting their jobs. Well, today's report tells you why. Americans are moving up to better jobs, with better pay, with better benefits.
Wow. Wow. Well, then why do we need... Why does he have to beat up Manchin to give small businesses $500 million? Why do they have to print $500 million for small businesses? Print $10 billion to subsidize rent and mortgage payments. Print $350 billion to give the cities and states to fill in their shortfalls. print 150 billion so people can put down payments on homes and rent. Print 600 billion for free child care. And if people got all this money, trillions in their checking account, why are we doing this? Why? Because most of this money doesn't go there. Most of the money goes to the banks. Most of the money goes to payoffs. Here, listen.
The $2 trillion that was spent back in March, the package that they said that was for COVID relief, less than 9% actually went towards COVID spending and COVID relief. But that other 91%, it went to crazy items such as $2 million to plant trees in Syracuse, or $4 million for a parking lot in South Carolina, $1,400 to Japanese citizens in Japan, checks to prisoners, $16 million for a golf course in Palm Beach. I mean,
on and on and on. Well, how does that happen? Pelosi takes care of her friends. She's the most powerful politician in the world. She takes care of her friends, gets favors. So a lot of this money they print to tell us it's to help people in the COVID is a bunch of nonsense. So what do? We got to make money, keep making money. So all we have to think about now, remember what happened last week. Remember I told you when I got back from vacation on January 3rd and I saw the banks going up, and I said to you at that time, so find a chart, the spiders, SPY is a symbol, look at the low of 472, and then mark down if the spiders drop back from today from 476.62 to below 470, just below 470, then you see this market sell off. And it did. It sold off. And then I told my gang members, here's what we want. We don't want it to sell off too much because we want it to rally back up and test the spiders at the very top, at the very high. When the spiders were at the high of 480, we want to just go up and see if we can get above that 480. And if it fails and can't get above it, then we're going to have a real correction, a real crash. If it can't get above that 480, and she comes back down and hits the low of January 10th of 456, you'll see one hell of a crash. So what did they do the other day? They panicked. Because we're going into, remember, don't forget, we are now going into midterm elections. Why do you think you're hearing all this lying? How the economy's doing great and we don't need stimulus anymore, and people got better jobs than ever, and the economy's stronger, now than it was before the all this nonsense, because they're lying, because it's election time. So you remember what happened when the market dropped the other day on January 10th because someone let the word out that they're going to, the Federal Reserve is thinking of raising rates much faster. Remember this whole, from 2008 to where we are today, about $135 trillion was made, mostly in the tech stocks. That's why they want interest rates low, to push those up. And who got all that money? Not the working class, not the middle class, 1% of the population. And you think they want that to stop? So what did they do when the market dropped on Monday? They turned around, they brought the plunger team in, and they printed money, gave it to the plunger team, to give it to JP Morgan to go in and buy options, so to stop the market from going down. Next morning, we open up, market drops 500 points. Yesterday, remember? Dropped 500 points. They sent the plunger team in to stop that again. They bought options, futures, index futures. And when you buy the index futures, you're setting prices much higher. And anybody who's shorting got to say, "Oh, I can't short." They're saying out in the future they're going to buy the spiders, okay, at $500. Why would my shorting? It's a trick they do. So you got to watch now very carefully. And why you should join my gang, I'm telling you, because you're going to make a bundle of money if you just pay attention to what's going on. Give you an example. If you look right now, the spiders, we're back to about 470. Remember, The key is, can it get back above 480? Now, to identify if that's going to happen, we'll know that very shortly by just watching the volume, and the volume is failing. We had a lot of volume, okay, on Monday. We had less volume on Tuesday. We got terrible volume today. So we got a divergence. It's telling us that there's a high probability the spiders are not going to get back up to where they were. And then if you take the Dow 30 stocks, same exact thing. The Dow 30's got to get from its low the other day, okay, of 356, back up to about 370. We're at 362, and it's having trouble. It's having trouble. Now, the Qs, this is the big one, the NASDAQ, the big one, the 100 stocks. Those guys are in real trouble. Now, they got to get back up, and they got to get to the highs of 409 from 370. They're now at 386. So if you're in here buying stocks right now, you better know what you're doing. If you're listening to the jibber jabbers and they're telling you to buy this stock and that stock and buy on the pullback, you better know what you're doing, or you're going to get hurt. Remember the last time you got hurt and I told you, don't buy those dips, you'll get hurt. The only group that's already made their high and still at a new high are the bank stocks. But here's the problem with the bank stocks. The bank stocks, those are value stocks. They create tremendous, yields. In other words, to push the bank stocks up, interest rates have to go up. Yields have to go up. And the economy can't accept those yields. That's why we dropped the other day. Because the economy, when we saw remember the banks were going up and the S&P came down? Now we're just going to wait and see if now remember, if the spiders, especially the spiders, can't make new highs and it takes out its low, you want to be with us. You want to be a gang member because we're going to have you in the right position. You're going to be short. You're not going to be sitting there calling your broker, what should I do? What should I do? Our members will be short. And remember, every day we have our portfolio. And you get access to our portfolio. We tell you exactly what to do with each stock. And how can you not make money? Listen.
Caterpillar, go ahead and throw a scout on to go long now. Again, this is looking beautiful. We're right in the sweet spot. Why? I
mean, he tells you, Steve, is head of our education department, tells you exactly why to buy a stock. Has anybody told you that? Has the guy in your 401k, the guy that has that, does he tell you that? No. Join my gang free for 10 days. Help.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
I've been a Phil's Gang member since 2014. Over that time, I've generated over six-figure profits. Following Phil, his charting system has really been a huge impact on my career and my life. I would recommend Phil's Gang to the mom and pop out there. I would recommend it to parents teaching their children. I would recommend it to grandparents. If you really trust in their system, you will do well.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
Did you know breast cancer kills 113 people every day? That's unacceptable.
African American women die from breast cancer nearly 41% more than Caucasian women.
That's unacceptable.
Breast cancer is the leading cause of all cancer deaths for Hispanic women.
Breast cancer is unacceptable.
Together with Susan G. Komen, we're committed to reducing U.S. breast cancer deaths by half.
And we're going to do it by 2026.
Visit Komen.org/unacceptable.
When the market's open, we watch the market all day long. And when we see there's an opportunity for a stock, and it's a stock that we've been following, there's a lot of stocks we put on our watch list, and it has to hit a certain criteria. Then when it does, we alert you. you immediately get an alert that says, we bought this stock, X stock, at $30. So you get an alert immediately. What's better than that? I mean, nobody does that for you. But the most important thing, they'll say, okay, here's why we're getting out now, or here's why we're taking profits. I think it's going to go down. Look, the most important thing is this. I want you to be prepared for when the market does tank or rally, that you're with us, Phil's gang. 877-600-GANG. Join my gang right now, Phil's gang. 877-600-GANG, and you'll be in position, and you'll sleep at night, and you don't have to worry.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264. Short on time, but want to invest in the stock market? Let philsgang.com help you. For only $39.95 a month, you get complete access to all of Phil's powerful investing programs, videos, and resources.
That works for me. Log in, watch the videos, and make profits.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. philsgang.com. With the philsgang.com membership, we bring investors right to the floor, into the pits with Phil's daily live webinar classroom. Get inside market guidance on investing strategies. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Don't have time to analyze and study stocks? At philsgang.com, we recognize that there are all types of investors, and we also recognize that your time is valuable. So we offer investing programs for all individuals. We offer investing programs for long-term and short-term positions. And philsgang.com provides quick and easy to understand investing videos that only take a few minutes to watch. With the philsgang.com investing programs, you will learn technical stock charting, how to execute your trades, and most importantly, you will gain the confidence to know when to get out of a stock and take profits. Sign up at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or give them a call, 877-600-GANG. What if you could have an in-depth understanding of the stock market just like the pros? Well, thanks to Phil Grande and philsgang.com, you can. philsgang.com offers comprehensive, up-to-date market information designed to help you understand and anticipate market behavior. With philsgang.com, you'll build your investing confidence even through down cycles and periods of uncertainty. Go to philsgang.com. philsgang.com today. 877-600-GANG. 877-600-4264. Welcome back. Learn, invest, and make profits with Phil Grande. Simply go to philsgang.com. Now, here's Phil.
Consumer balance never been in better shape. They're spending 25%.
Never been in better shape, my Lord. You got 75%, or let's do it this way, 70.2% of our 165 million workforce working from paycheck to paycheck. And that's a great balance sheet. See, what they do when they do these numbers, don't forget, they're taking the billionaires, the trillionaires, they don't separate it out. So it's tainted. When you got 70%, I'll just use 70%, of the 165 million people work paycheck to paycheck. How can you say something like that? Well, he can because he's a liar. Okay, so what do you do in the stock market? Well, here's what we know. And if you're a gang member, you don't have to worry about any of this. If you've been with us since 2008, you'll know that because you've been doing well because we don't follow the nonsense. We don't follow the BS. We don't follow the jibber jabbers. We follow the earnings because they set this market up in 2008 to follow, not follow the earnings. We follow the yields. We follow the yields. In 2008, the way they set this market up, called quantitative easing, you have to change the way you invest. No longer do you invest looking at a stock, what its earnings, what's its worth, how much am I paying per earning. Those days are gone. When they switched, those days were gone. Nobody cared about earnings anymore. All they cared about one thing. Can they keep printing enough money? Print enough money to keep interest rates so low, to keep pushing those tech stocks up. Now think about that. For years and years before that, earnings growth was everything. That's why business investment was everything. That's why companies plowed their profits back into their business. Earnings were essential. From earnings, you can assess a company's stock price. If a stock price is $18 and the company at the end of the year earned $2 per share, all you have to do is divide. It's pretty simple math. Divide the $2 into the stock price. That's $9. That means you're paying $9 for every $1 of earnings. A multiple of 9. So you can identify if that stock was worth $18, or should I go to another company in that same, say, oil sector, and let's see what those earnings are. But that's all gone. It was gone. QE takes that away. QE makes it so simple. Just keep buying tech stocks. And they made it so simple, they attached 7 tech stocks to the S&P to make sure the S&P, the tech stocks would drive the S&P up. They rigged it. So these 7 stocks would drive up the S&P. Can you imagine that? Isn't that amazing? So they took Microsoft, Apple, Amazon, NVIDIA, Facebook, attached it. That's the booster. That's the rocket ship. All we have to know is when to sell it short. And boy, let me tell you, you better know how to sell short, because we're there. Because let me tell you something. When you look at the chart going back to 2008 and how they drove the market up, in 2013, remember they tried to taper in 2013. The same thing they're going to try to do now. In 2013, in December 2013, they said, we're going to taper. We're going to cut back $85 billion a month. Like right now, they're going to cut back $65 billion a month. They said, we're going to cut back $85 billion a month. We're going to stop this tapering, because they know how dangerous it is. Just like the 222 years, 47 presidents keep telling you, this is the worst thing. This is the biggest nightmare, inflation. And you get tremendous inflation from printing money to buy treasuries, to drop yields, to buy tech stocks. So 2013, they started their first taper. It didn't even last 8 months, 10 months. They got rid of it and dropped rates. And then Yellen comes in on 2015, the end of 2015. Said, I better do something. I better raise rates, because this inflation is going to screw us. It's going to destroy us. They turned around and she started to raise rates. 2015, 1 rate hike. That's it. Boy, she had a lot of guts. 2016, 1 more. 2017, she was leaving. She tried to screw Trump up. 3 rate hikes. 2018, the market collapsed. It went down 20%. Why? Because of the yields. Too high. The market was rallying all the way from 2008 up because the yields were low. But as soon as the yields get high, it dropped. Then they dropped the yields again in 2019 to rally the market another 25%. But there was no earnings. Earnings were flat, but the stock market went up, 25%. So don't tell me you need earnings. Don't tell me that. Market dropped in 2020, went down 31%, the fastest drop in history. And they went, and why it dropped? Because yields were too high. Yields were too high. Just like in 2018, we had a 20% drop because yields were too high. So how did they get the market to go up 20% in 2019? By dropping yields. By simply dropping yields. And the market went up, I think, about 20% back then, 25%. But there was no earnings. And then when the market dropped in 2020, February to March, the biggest crash ever, fastest crash ever, they dropped the yields from 180 basis points down to 55 basis points. Can you imagine? It was the fastest recovery in history. It only took 4 weeks to gain 30% because they dropped yields to 55 basis points. People jumped in buying tech stocks left and right. Nobody cares if they're overpriced. Now here we are. Now the yields all of a sudden, yields are up again. We're up at 180 again. Market started to crash the other day. Remember? Market started to go down, started to crash, started to crash. They stopped it. They stopped it. The plunger team comes in, they go in, they print money, give it to the plunger team, they go buy stock futures, and boy, they hold that market up with the futures. Well, they better pray right now that the S&P, but more important, the NASDAQ, make new highs. How are you going to do it? You're not. You're not. It's not sustainable. Because remember, he's screwed now. Powell's screwed now. Because if he decides to keep pushing the banks up, those are high yields to push the bank up. And we saw yesterday, the day before, the economy can't absorb high interest rates, especially if he's going to do 4 more. So the high yields the other day crushed the market, the banks. And now they know if they're going to switch back to tech stocks, that's not going to work because the tech stocks, you got to keep print money to buy treasuries to drop yields, so to move the stock up, that's inflation. So now the economy can't absorb inflation from the tech stocks, and the economy can't absorb high yields from the bank stocks. So what are they going to do? Well, we saw what happened the last 2 days. Plunger team, the Federal Reserve keeps coming in trying to support the market. And boy, let me tell you, if we don't get some big volume, break out to new highs quick, this market's going to have a correction. But we're fine. We're in good shape because we've been making money all the way up. And we're going to make money all the way down. Because, see, we don't pay attention to earnings. Who cares about earnings? I'll care about earnings when they finally get rid of QE. Remember, in 2013, they tried it. Didn't even last, I think, 6-7 months. And they stopped. In 2018, they tried it. The market dropped 20%. They got rid of it then. Now all of a sudden they're going to turn around now and stop? Oh, I see. So we don't look back. You know what Powell said? They asked him, well, wait a minute. The last time you did this in 2013, it didn't work. You did it in 2018, it didn't work. Why is it going to work now? You know what his answer was? Well, because we told people about it. The last 2 times we didn't really tell them about it. They were kind of surprised. And you know the other thing he's going to try to do? He's going to stretch this earning. He's going to stretch out raising rates because he wants you to be fearful. I better buy that house now. You know how he's going to try to get that demand and that divergence between demand and supply fixed? He's going to keep stretching out that rate hike. And so that you'll keep saying, I better buy my house now before that rate goes up. I better get my new car before rates go up. That's what he's doing. That's what he's trying to do. Please join my gang. You'll always be in the right stock at the right time. Go to philsgang.com. Sign up where it says Working Investor Group. See you on the charts.
You have been listening to Phil's Gang with your host, Phil Grande, on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call the office, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.